In that regard, I'm going to bring up Ashley Mays, who's going to talk about what is happening here in Newark now that you may want to be part of. And then we'll move into some representatives from the City of Newark to talk about event permitting. And then again, we'll close with Jennifer Edwards, who's sitting here, is going to present on how to create a successful event. All right, so come on up, Ashley.
Thanks, Emily. So yes, I'm Ashley Mays, Chief Marketing Officer of Newark Alliance and President of Newark Happening, which is our convention and visitors bureau function. And Luis mentioned that, Newark doesn't need to be promoted so much as the soccer destination we are, but we do feel that it is our responsibility on your behalf, on the business's behalf and residents' behalf, to market the city and really make sure that once people are here, that Newark is on top of mind. There is going to be, so many destinations, New York and places in New Jersey and in the region that are going to be vying for the attention of visitors. And again, we want to just make sure that Newark is on top of mind. Sorry. Other way. Great. So therefore, we are going to be launching a bespoke marketing campaign for Newark. What you see right now on the Newark Happening website, if you go to newarkhappening.com /FIFA 2026, we have a temporary campaign website using the Welcome World branding. This is branding. If you go to the community toolkit on the New York, New Jersey website, you'll see that there's this branding that's available for all businesses to use safely. That they created especially for businesses so that they, don't use the FIFA branding. We're going to step above again to create that really bespoke and compelling value proposition for visitors. So we're going to be doing our own branding, and you'll start to see that in about 3 weeks' time. So stay tuned for that. And then another. So your main resource that I want to emphasize for Newark is NewarkHappening.com. That should be the place that you should be able to rely on for all things, events, grant opportunities, visitor information, and the like. Also want to emphasize that if you're having an event, know someone that's having an event, please direct them to the website and ask them to submit their event to us. We have feelers out there. We're really trying to keep tabs on everything that's happening, but most efficient. If you submit your event to us with a flyer and information, then that means that it'll be on the event calendar, and that we will promote it, and then we have an opportunity to get that on the New York, New Jersey host committee's calendar and website as well. Because again, our goal is to advocate for you. We want to make sure that we have all the information that we can then share out. Another important resource is the New York, New Jersey host committee website that has a wealth of information on it. I mentioned that they will also have an event calendar. So we just want to make sure that we are knowledgeable and forward information to get on this website. This also has the community toolkit I referenced before that has the information on guidelines for branding, applying for viewing license if you want to stream the game in your business or outdoor events. That critical information is in there. So if anyone is interested in World Cup, that is the first, really important. So what are we doing? So I hinted a marketing campaign. So in about 3 weeks time or so, you're going to start to see the bubbling up Newark's campaign. We hired an agency that does this kind of work for a living, that really gives us the foundation for telling Newark's message. We want to communicate to both our local visitors and people who are coming from out of town, Newark's pride, the plethora of events, and really just kind of activate residents and businesses to take part in the celebration and make it your own. And so that's the spirit of the campaign that we're launching, and you'll see that on their website through a digital marketing campaign. We'll be deploying targeted ads throughout the region, both to visitors, people who live here, people who have demonstrated interest in soccer. There's incredible technology that is there that is really scary. How we're able to get these messages directly to devices who are interested. So we'll be doing that. We'll see posters, billboards, and light rail wrap that we're doing with New Jersey Transit and light rail. So a way to continue to promote the campaign, promote events that are happening. You also see us on social media, working with local voices and influencers, and working really closely with our transportation partners, like New Jersey Transit, EWR, and others. So we'll be doing a little back.
So this storefront beautification, this is something that Invest Newark, we're utilizing our urban enterprise funds to do some storefront beautification in the arts education district. So Broad and Market Street, sometimes we find folks don't really traverse to see what else is going on in the city because of the big storefronts. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that opportunity. And it will be actually for as long as those storefronts we hope will be very long. But if they are, it's not just around but there'll be art that highlights different sectors of the community on those vacant storefronts. So we're really excited. This is a great opportunity to showcase the artists in our city.
So when we've done our job to attract people to come to Newark, we want to make sure that folks have an amazing time when they're here. And so one of the tools that we're doing is that we've launched a new program called Newark Team. And this will be probably a few different local companies that will partner with to deploy street teams. So people will be greeters and guides who will be stationed at major points of interest, like Newark Penn Station, like Mulberry Commons, Ferry Street, by hotels. That can be a really welcoming face, practical information about how to get around, events that are happening, and really give a warm and welcoming presence to our visitors. The RFP for that was actually due last night. We did receive responses, and so we'll be working this week to go through those responses and lead them with some of the local partners. And so the event calendar in Newark over the summer, any given summer, is very robust. But there will be many special events that are happening because we are really excited to announce the first probably of a few major fan festivals. On June 24th, Flag Cities 2026-2022 Newark at Mulberry Commons. Newark Alliance has been involved in working with the Flag Cities team to bring this event to our city. This is anticipated to be a major event. Probably 10 to 12,000 people anticipated. This will be the day before the Ecuador Germany game. That's going to be at state. And so it is meant to be a pep rally of sorts. Culturally relevant to Newark. That's the goal of this series in every community that they show up. But we will be working with local community partners to make sure that this event really is of Newark. That local talent, local business vendors are present throughout the entire event. The game that will be streaming will be the Brazil-Scotland game. So also a very, very relevant event for Newark. So mark your calendar for that, and more to come on that. The event is only working with the office on vendor application. We're waiting for that now. But there will be vending opportunities, and we anticipate that Newark-based businesses should be able to fill up every single vending spot. The variety of things that we have. So very excited for that. Other things that are happening. We know that the Ironbound Soccer Club wants to do a recreation level soccer tournament to help expose children from all parts of the city to soccer. And so we're hoping that they partner with the Rec to have a tournament throughout the city. So more to come on that. But additional to that, Parks Foundation will also be having activities in the parks, so stay tuned for that. But just there will be, the goal is that every ward, every neighborhood should be able to take part in a celebration in some way, shape, or form. Another exciting development is Restaurant Week will be relaunched. Previously, as you may know, Invest Newark were the stewards of it. Now Newark Alliance in our new role as the destination marketing function passed the baton to us, and so we're really honored and excited to relaunch Restaurant Week really intentionally during the World Cup. And it also happens to be during Farm to Shore as well. So this would be another tool to get visitors into local businesses. That's the whole point that we're doing this during this time, is that capitalizing on the visitors and helping to turn them into local restaurants and others.
So this part we already spoke about briefly, but I think it's important to speak about again, is that there's actually 2 grant opportunities right now to activate around World Cup. And again, when I say activate, it doesn't have to be an event for our grant. It can be just a new product that we're launching, or one business owner was telling me he wants to have like World Cup cups in his cafe. If you can make a business case of why it makes sense that we should fund you, it doesn't have to be one certain thing. But we did want to mention this again, so grants very, very important. And then Ashley and Newark, they have grants as well.
You might have heard about the Experience Newark sponsorship program. We launched the pilot version of that last year, fourth quarter, and have already relaunched it for this year. We have a special fund. There's 6 funding cycles over the year, and a special one for the World Cup. And the deadline for that is April 1. So if you haven't yet applied, if you have an event, please apply. The point of these events, of these grants, are to fund events that we know that businesses and residents know what the community needs best. And so that's what the point of this is to empower people to be able to have events, and we can help promote them, and again have a really vibrant city to be able to enjoy ourselves and welcome visitors to celebrate along with us.
And so this one is, we are working to have a small business attraction focused event, and so we just wanted to put this out here that we know this is an opportunity. There'll be business leaders from across the world coming to Newark. Right now, it looks like it may be a Brazilian consulting firm that's done some work in Newark before that's interested in doing some business attraction, and so this is something straight from City Hall that they wanted us to engage with at Invest Newark. So it'll likely be kind of a small networking event at a restaurant. But more to come. This is just something, again, we're thinking about all the different potential ramifications of having an international crowd in Newark and what that could mean for our city.
This is just a quick mention of a initiative that the Department of Arts and Culture, Michigan Chorus Department, is working on. This would be a really exciting monument and legacy project that would come out of the World Cup. Newark Alliance is helping the department, the city fundraise for this project, but this could be on a prominent building and really would be something that we can all enjoy and really create another attraction and destination and legacy for what comes from the event. So more to come.
Thank you. So thank you, Ashley, so much. Everyone asks, like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, now you know what's going on in Newark. So that was very comprehensive. Please do fill out the Newark Alliance Grant application. They said it's due April 1st. I was like, perfect. We can get it in front of the crowd today. So definitely do that if you're planning to host an event. That's super important. And so thank you for all the information. Next, we're going to bring up, and this is just mentioning, like, there's so many events that are happening this time period, right? And we want to know about your event. We want to add it to this incredible mix of events that are happening. So do, let them know through their event calendar. Go on that website, submit your events, make sure that, everyone can highlight it and share it. So next, we're going to bring up the City of Newark. Oops, it is confusing. All right, so we have two representatives here. We have Victoria Walker, who leads the City of Newark's Arts and Education District, and we have Tiffany Harris, who is a project manager, and they're going to talk about the permitting process for events. So come on up.
Yes.
Hi everyone, Victoria Walker, Arts and Education District within the City of Newark. The Arts and Education District is going to serve as the cultural hub for all things happening World Cup. We know that events will happen throughout the entire city, but we know that every place has that downtown area that's going to serve as that one central location where all wards can come together and experience the things that are going on within the city. We know that the games are happening at the stadium, but we want to create a local experience here within our city, and what better place to do it within downtown, within the Arts and Education District. So while we're working to create that experience with our partners, with all of the local creatives and producers of events, we want to make sure that we're following the procedures that need to be in place to make sure that we are safe, because there are a lot of people coming in town. So we want to make sure that we're also, thank God we don't need that. We know our contact information, but make sure that we're safe, make sure that we are aligned with the city, things that we have to have in place when it comes to police and public, and also with DPW, and just make sure that we are all aligned with the mission of trying to make sure we're working together in a collaborative effort with our partners as well. So again, just make sure that you submit your events. I'm going to hand it over to Tara so we can go into more detail about permit processes and things that we offer on the city side. But the goal is to definitely form a collaborative effort between all partners, between our producers, local creatives, small businesses, and things of that nature. So look forward to being with you, we look forward to hosting you, we look forward to bringing all these great things that we have going on to the forefront of our visitors and creating that destination experience and bringing awareness to all the programs and activities that we have. So I'm going to give it over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tiffany Harris. I manage the special event permit process for the City of Newark. And anytime you're going to do any event in the City of Newark, and it's going to affect the streets, you need to complete a special event application. So our application is online. It's a digital application. I actually have one page here with the QR code for you guys to scan if you're interested in submitting an application for your event. You're going to create an account, and then you're going to complete the application where it's going to ask you a few questions about your event, where it's located, if you want to close the street. All of the information on the application is great to us because everybody who needs to be a part of this event on the city's end can view the application. So police, fire, health department, DPW, engineering, everybody can see this application and they are part of the approval process. So it's important for you to get your application in as soon as possible so that all of the departments can go over the application and the approval process can go smoothly. There is an application fee. There's also fees for depending on the type of event you're going to have. So if you want to close the street off because you want to do a party, it's just a street closure. But if you want to take it a step further and do a parade, then that's going to cost you a little bit more. Some events are larger than others. It might require additional security in which you will have to have police there. You can pay for outside employment depending on the event, or it might be no police on-duty cops that need to be there. So it's very important for you to give us as much detail as possible, like how many people are going to attend. We don't need exact, so like an estimate, it determines if your event is a smaller event or a larger event. What street you want to block off between what street and what street. So the police need this information so that they can make sure that your event is safe. And that's the most important thing, is that you want every event to be safe If you have any questions concerning the application, when you've completed it, feel free to reach out to me. I can give you my card, help you answer your questions, so you can get your application submitted. And we want everybody to try to get that application in as soon as possible, because there are going to be a lot of activations around the city, as you see, and that will determine if the event can actually happen based off of what else is going on. So make sure that you get that application in as soon as possible. If you have any questions, my name is Tiffany, and feel free to give me a call.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tiffany and Victoria. So at this moment, we actually do want to have just a quick break for questions for the first round of speakers before we move into our formal presentation on how to do a successful event with Jennifer Edwards. So if the speakers could just kind of come up to the front here. Does anybody have questions for Ashley, Tiffany, Victoria, or myself before we move into the next section here? Okay, Carol.
I noticed that when you talked about the ambassadors, you mentioned like hidden gems. Will there be any maps or any signage or something to help direct them to our locations?
We are fundraising now for some additional wayfinding signage, yes. So we've been in touch with a local vendor on some festival style wayfinding, like large totems and directional signage. That is the goal, and that we would have kind of a site at Penn Station, at Mulberry Commons, Championship Plaza area, Broad and Market, and then also Halsey, and then also hopefully on Mulberry directing towards NJ Pack as well, because we know it was north of shore. So yeah, the whole point would be to have, and also the vision is to have like vinyl graphics on the ground that kind of help create like some breadcrumbs to local hubs where businesses are, for sure.
Thanks.
Pass it right back. Yep.
Hi, I had two questions. I'm gonna go, I'll start with you since you have the mic already. You mentioned earlier about the ambassador program. I kind of missed it and went through quickly, but there was something about an RFP that had already been done. So just wanted to know, was that what that RFP was for, and whether or not you're still looking for ambassadors? So that was one question, and then I have a question about the permitting process.
So the RFP was for the Newark Welcome Team. This is that ambassador program, guides, greeters. The deadline was last night. We did receive several applications. If we feel like we didn't get a wide enough range, or if that some of the proposals were lacking, then I can imagine that we would open it back up. But if we have a good set, from there we'll choose our partners.
Quick follow-up question. How would we get notification of any future RFP that might come out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Follow Newark Happening on Instagram. That's at Newark Happening. Or you can follow Newark Alliance. That's Newark Alliance _60. You can also, those are going to be the main channels.
Thank you. And then my question regarding the permitting process, is there, and I guess it would depend on insurance, but is there a minimum insurance requirement for certain events?
It is. I apologize. I didn't mention insurance. I should have had my notes, so I didn't forget anything. But yes, you do need insurance. If you are a small business already with a brick and mortar, you have insurance because you're running a business, and you would just need to provide us with a certificate and $1 million to answer your question. So at least $1 million coverage. Yes. If you don't have a brick and mortar, or you're not a business owner and you are a community member, because they get taxed too, am I right? Then you need to get insurance. There are agencies that can provide you with the insurance for the day. And if you give me a call, I can refer you to some agencies that can assist you and help you out. It's not as costly as insurance sounds. Insurance sounds like money, but depending on your event, you can get assistance with that.
I just want to add too, that's why we also encourage partnerships with local businesses. so that that's one less thing you have to worry about. If you go to a local business who then may want to activate some of programming in that business, we do encourage you to do that as well, to partner with local businesses if you want to have an event inside. Because I think one of the Alliance grants are for indoors only. So just make sure you read the terms of the grant opportunities so that you're not planning something and you can't really apply for it. So just make sure you go through those fine print things. Yeah.
That's a good point, that event. The reason for that is because we knew that there's gonna be high demand for outdoor events. And we didn't wanna add fuel to that fire. But we also have a mission of making sure that their visitors have reasons to go inside businesses. So that's the thinking behind